Hello world, Arthur here, and today I am back at my original Minecraft world. So this is the first world that I ever started building in when I first got Minecraft. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of stuff in here. It's changed drastically from when I first started this map. So for example, there used to be hills around here and hills in here and lots of forests and hills, and it's all changed dramatically. So let's go down and have a look. First, I will point out some of the parts around this area. Our first part is down here, and this is the first little base that I ever made. And you can see the little wooden structure down here as well. Here is the second part that I ended up building. There was a big village here as well, which I've blocked off and tried to keep away from zombies. And then I went in and I built around here as well, and built up here, and to be honest, there's buildings up here, and you go up this way, and it stretches on for miles. In fact, this save is actually about 1 gig in size, so it's fairly large. I've explored a lot, I've done a lot. So let's go and have a look at it. This was the biggest structure I ever made back when the height limits were still in place, but now the height is much higher. Eventually, I'm going to end up putting in a much bigger tower and a much more elegant tower, because as you can see, this is just dirt. It's a big dirt block. So we'll come down here and we'll have a little tour around my base. As you can see, I'm also working on another project to extend out and envelop this whole area in a giant wall and make a very large, almost like city-state within said wall. So we'll go and have a look in here. And yeah, this is my first big base. I've got some Japanese learning materials on the walls there. I figured whilst I'm walking around playing the game, I could learn some words. So yeah. It's not all that special, but when I first made it, I was impressed with myself. So, and as you can see, the tree comes up here as well, and there's some water leaking through. That's probably not good. And we've got my little farm here. This is my first little farm. Don't mind the graphical glitches on the screen there. So sorry about that. So yeah. And then have my little tower here. That was where I was standing, up on that. There's the village that spawned with this world. So we'll come down this way, I think. We can close, open and close that door there. Hello, Mr. Sheep. They probably want to go, yeah, they always want to go through the door. I'll not give them that option. Sorry, guys. So yeah, this is my first big base, but we'll go to my first ever little base. And there's not really much to write home about, but at the time, it was the best I could do. I didn't really know much about Minecraft. So here we go. Nope, don't go in that way. We come in this way. I want to make it tricky to get in because I didn't want to get killed all the time. So here we go. This is my first ever little base that I ever made. So yeah, nothing special. And you come down here and there was lots of mines and stuff like that. So the mine, as you can see, goes down a fair while. And this goes somewhere as well. And yeah, it's not really much of anything in there. And then I had my little farm. Now at the time I was scared about going out at night time because I didn't have all that much equipment or anything. So I just built everything underground. And then I made my own little underground... or almost underwater, I should say, farm here. And then I used to just come here and get my food, and then I'd go off again. And that was how I survived. And then I ended up building the second part by tunneling out. So I tunneled out in this area. So tunneled, came this way. And then there was a river there, so I didn't want to ruin my river. I think it was a river, or actually no, it could have been the cactus ditch. That was my defense layer. So yeah, there's the keep. There used to be a keep, something here, sorry, not keep. There used to be a farm here. But that got blocked off a long time ago, and I rebuilt the base and done a lot of different things. This goes towards that big keep that I was at, the big dirt keep. And this way, there's mines that went down there. And then, I'm not sure, that's just light. So yeah, this goes to my second base that I made. And then going this way also takes me to some other areas as well, which we will check out later. So yeah, this is where we were before. So we'll come down this way. Actually, I don't think we can come this way for the moment because I don't have a mine cart. So we'll not worry about that part yet. We'll go to that later. So I'm going to jump ahead and take you to my other areas that I made. A wee bit hot. Only a wee bit hot. So this will all be cut out. So yes, we've arrived at my Mushroom Kingdom. I'm pretty sure they have that in Mario Brothers, but my one's a little different. It's just houses that look like that have mushrooms on top. So there was my first real redstone door that I made. And yeah, I have my watermelons here, and I made all of these structures, and it took me ages. I must also say that this is all done in survival. I've not used any creative for this map at all. It's all survival. And so yeah, this is my little Mushroom Kingdom, and I've got a little castle here. Sort of, I kind of had influence from maybe 3 different places, which was Japanese architecture, German architecture, and some British architecture. So kind of a mix of the 3 styles in one went into making this area. This is my train station, although it's not really all that special. But we come down here, and I don't know why there's a block there. That's not meant to be there. Unfortunately, this map, for whatever reason, started glitching quite a while ago, and so there's large chunks everywhere, and there was some issues. So as I go along, I fix them. But yeah, this is my train line that goes to some of the other areas within my world, and it is fairly extensive. But yeah, that was the train station. So nothing too exciting there. This is the area that I am working to extend now. I want to add a lot more to this. I want to add more houses. I want to add more buildings. I want this to encompass all of the area over here, which I've just flattened. It took me ages, but I've got it flattened, and I'll show you now. There we go. So as you see here, all this area has been flattened, and I intend to extend this all the way out here and to encompass all this area. It'll go all the way around there. It'll go around the village that spawned over there, and come back around here and then connect. So I want it to all connect. I'm going to change the spawn villages to more reflect this style as well, so it'll all be a bit more cohesive. I'm going to chop down a bunch of these mushrooms so that I can make this style of roofing. I'm not sure what I'll do from there. I might have it come all the way around and then connect and encompass my first base there, but I'm not sure yet. Once I finish all this, then I'll come to it. But until then, I'm just going to focus on what I have planned already. So I'll just have some watermelon because I'm running out of food here, and then we'll head to another area that I've been working on, but I've not finished, and to be honest, kind of neglected. And it's a brick town that I was working on, kind of inspired by American towns, I suppose. But yeah, all of this used to be sort of a mountain area or hilly area, and then it used to have lots of oak trees and things. I totally flattened it, and there was a big mountain here as well. All of it has been flattened, and then I put in this jungle forest of massive trees. which sort of acts as a barrier for these areas. And then we have this big hall here, which I have no idea what it's for. I just have it here. I've not added anything inside it. And then we go around here, and all of these houses, which are not yet completed, but they're getting there slowly. And then there's a horse over there. Hello, horse. So go in through here, and we've got a ton of melons. And a zombie, apparently. Let's get rid of him, because he's not welcome in this part of town. And this also connects to another spawned village, which I will show you as well. And I'll show you this tower too, because that tower is interesting. But, ow. Apparently I can't aim. So yeah, this is a spawned village. Now, there used to be a train line that went all the way over the top and it connected here, but I actually destroyed that in favor of having it go underground. And then at this point I figured, oh, bugger it, I'll just keep it going above ground. So it comes from the underground here, right here, and comes along, and then it goes above ground. And I've not really done much to this village. I just, when I came here, there were no people. It was when, it was at a time when he was really glitchy with villages and people. Apart from adding the train line and stuff, I've not really added all that much to it, so I'm not sure, not sure what I am going to do with this area either. Haven't really decided. I might make it part of another village, I'm not sure. I'll think about it and perhaps come up with a good plan for it, but until then I'm not too bothered. Oh, as you can see, still a lot of the roof needs to go onto this building here, so there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. But yes, let's go check out this tower over here. Now, this area also, I think, had a few more trees, but I burned most of them down to create a sort of plains effect, I suppose. So, yeah, he's dead. Crap, I need to eat again. So yeah, this tower, provided it's still working, should, by rights, flash. Or, yeah, it'll, as it goes around, the light comes on. Let's see if it's still working. Perhaps it's not working anymore. I've not been up here for a long time. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working anymore. So let's go have a look. I made this as an experiment. I didn't actually intend to keep it here, but I ended up keeping it here anyway. So we'll come up here, and yeah, it's not working because there's no train. So when there's a train, the train comes around and it's automatic. So these lights come on in sequence, so they go around, go around, go around like that. And these lights here, they turn on and off as the daytime approaches, and yeah. So when it's daytime, it has sensors and they turn on. When it is night, sorry, other way around. When it's daytime, they turn off. When it is nighttime, they turn on. So I'm going to now that we've seen all of this area, I'm going to head down south on the train line, and I will show you what is down south. So before then, I'll just show you this. This is part of the mountain that still remains, which I haven't fully gotten rid of yet. I'll get there eventually, but it just takes a long time. Oh, there's even a even a workbench there. Oh well. So I put these trees here because I'm going to be cutting them down for the extensions to the castle city. All of this was mountain and forest, so it's all changed dramatically from what it used to look like. If I can find a way to show a comparison, I will in the future. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, it seems to have, the save game is corrupted, and so it doesn't show me what the seed for the world is anymore, and I've not written it down, so I'm not entirely sure how to go about fixing that or working out how to get the seed back or anything like that. So if anybody knows, please let me know so that I can get around and make comparisons. So for the next part, we're going to go to the train station, and of course I'm going to show you the train journey, but I will speed it up so you don't have to sit there and get annoyed by how long it takes to get down south. So the next area will be my desert area. And I have finally arrived. I'd honestly forgotten just how extensive those train lines were. I really didn't realize how long they took. But yeah, here we go. Oh, some rabbits around, and this is my my desert kingdom. So first thing I want to show you is a replica of my house in Australia. Now, I don't live there anymore, but this is a replica of my house, and this is a replica of my dog, who sadly passed away last year. But just kind of to remind myself about Australia and to, you know, for the memories. So yeah, this is a recreation or recreation of recreation. What am I talking about? A recreation of my house in Australia. So yeah, we'll have a look inside, and yeah, it looks quite like it. Not perfect, of course, but similar. And there's some pictures around, and lots of people. Usually, there's lots of people at my house in Australia because like to have parties and have lots of people come over for visits and barbecues, etc. So yeah, that was the first thing I made, and I kind of blocked it off from the rest of it so that it stood alone. But all these guys seem to like it a lot, so they keep going in there. Now, this is the first building that I established when I first made this area in this base, and there's some dogs in here too, but they are not representative of my dog from Australia. They are just different dogs. Now, this is the first area that I made, and I built it on a well. There used to be a well here, and then I had a like a big spring here, and people will have a bath. But then I decided to make this more of a large courtroom. Courtroom? Is that right? Possibly. And then I had like a bathing area over here, and then over here was room with map. Oh. Ah, yes, I've got the map on the wall here, so you can have a look at where we are. So, the first area I showed you was here, in this area right there. And we came all the way down and along here. Now, I have built areas around here, here. What else have I got areas? I've got an island here that I built up. And over here, there is also a snowy region that I've built a kind of like a Tibetan style temple. So we'll go and have a look at that in a little while as well. So yeah, this is my little city in the desert. Although it's not that deserty, it's only a little deserty. And then yeah, I had my my pathway to the nether there. And once again, there's a little temple here, which this one was also somewhat based on Japanese architecture, a little. Not entirely, but it had some influence. Various influences. I made this garden for my wife. I said, "This is your garden." And she seemed to like it, perhaps. There's all these little houses that my friends should be living in, but they don't. There's a little park here that people used to live in, or not live in, sorry, visit, but now they don't. There's more, some more houses around here. There's all these gardens, and there's a lighthouse here that turns on at night time. There we go. So here you can see some of the glitch chunks that have arisen due to whatever issue happened. It's still playable though, and I still like building in this world. Sometimes I do try and destroy the chunks, but they're so massive it takes ages. So I don't usually worry too much about them, but it is a little bit of a blight on the landscape having these massive chunks there and making it all look a bit ugly. And there is my pyramid that I made, and it took me forever and I didn't really do much with it. But yeah, I thought I'm going to add a pyramid because why not? So yeah, I built a pyramid and it's got a big lapis thing at the top because I like lapis. Admittedly, I was very much inspired by the sort of what you call it, the like Sumerians and those sorts of societies. They obviously the Egyptians as well because I had the pyramids, but yeah, all of those places inspired me to create this monolith, which took me ages and ages to actually build because I had to fill it in all myself. And then I went through and I built some chambers. There's not really anything in here, and nobody goes in here, so it's just kind of stands here as a monument to, I guess, my stupidity and wasted hours. Oh well. So yeah, this is my my little desert city that I made. People used to inhabit this area. Then I built the replica of my house in Australia, and now they all live there for whatever reason. I'd rather they made use of all this stuff too, because it took me ages to make it. Oh yes, there's a farm over here as well. There's a little farm, and there's more houses over there. So as you can see, the place is fairly extensive. Oops, shouldn't really jump down like that, but oh well. So yeah, we've got more houses along here, and then yes, there were tunnels here, and there's a fountain with nothing in it. Oh, sounds like we've got a zombie problem. Where? Ah, there! Jesus Christ, scared the crap out of me. Whoa. Okay, heart attack material. So yeah, now that that's all over. Just one more thing before we head to the next area, which will be the snow area. This also all used to be like forest. It wasn't this type of forest, it was a different type of forest, but I burnt it all down and then rebuilt this area here, and then just left this kind of bare and plain. So yeah, I have done a lot of stuff in this world. I've spent probably months just combing this world and, you know, doing random things here. And it's been a lot of fun, I must admit. So I need to get a little bit of food because I'm not looking too good here. There should be some stuff around here. I'm sure I should have some carrots somewhere. Some grown carrots, mind. Watermelon. Yay, we'll use that. Why not? So, there we go. Actually, I've got an axe. That makes it quicker. There we go. Did I get them all? It looks like it. So yeah, I'll eat. Don't want to throw it. I'm still used to the controls for Rust and other games. I get, I guess I get disorientated. So when I'm playing this game, and I play this for a while, and then I go back to playing Rust, I have issues with changing my mind, not changing my mind, adapting my mind rather, to using the appropriate controls and keys. But once I get used to it, it's okay. And then, you know, the opposite happens when I'm playing the other one. It does the same thing for me, so it can be a bit of a pain in the bottom. Anyway, let's head back to well, I shouldn't say head back, I should say let's head to the snowy kingdom that I made, which isn't really a kingdom, just a house and a monastery with a on top of a mountain. That I extended myself. So what have we got here? We've got the jungle line, we've got the southern line, we've got winter forest line, the plains line, the forest town. Forest town is the first place we started at, so we want the winter forest line. So yes, we've arrived finally, and let's see. Oh, I got hit then. So that way goes down to more. Actually, it goes down to another railway, which leads to other areas which were never really developed. I was intending to send it out further, but then I thought, ah, bugger, I can't be bothered. So I didn't do it. Maybe in the future, but I'm not sure right now. So yeah, this is my underground farm area, and I've got a water area here, which I do all sorts of things in as well. And then we come up here, and oh, it's nighttime. Oh, I was burning some stuff. That's good. And yeah, this looks a bit crazy. So yeah, this area isn't hugely developed. Oh, hello, Zandu. I don't even remember what that word meant. I know that I put it there to learn something, but apparently I didn't learn. So yeah, this is my mountain here. And as you can see, it has the monastery on top. And we'll go and... actually, do you know what? I'll go have a sleep, and then I'll come back when it is daytime, and we can go have a look at it properly. So yeah, now it's daytime. And that's odd. There we go. And they're all dying now, which works by me. Well, apart from that guy. Do I have any arrows? Yes. Crap. Where'd he go? Go. Ah, crap. Not enough. Oh. Well, that worked. Got rid of him anyway. I'll pick up this arrow again, because it might be useful later. Hello. Oh, you're dead. He's gone. So, we'll come up here to where my monastery is. There's no monks, unfortunately, but there is a monastery. And yes, this one also took forever to build, because I had to fill out this this hill, mountainy thing here. I really should have made it higher, but oh well. It's here now. So this is my monastery that I made. Is there somebody here? Nope. As you can see, all the snow comes here and collects on the ground there, which I thought was kind of fun. And I need to eat again, because it was me and always having to eat. There we go. So come up here, and we can go this way. And yeah, it's not a lot. Once again, all of this has been sort of flattened to make it much, as you can see here, it's a bit cut out there. Well, all of this was flattened to make it a big flat plain area. Initially, it was just kind of this part that was flat, and I cut all that out. I don't even remember what my plans for that were. It's been so long since I've been here. I'm sure I had plans, but I don't remember for the life of me what they were. Oh, there we go. So, underneath here is slightly hollow, because I was struggling to get enough materials at the time to actually fill it in entirely. So yeah, it is slightly hollow, but it doesn't bother me too much. And there is a path here, but it's covered in snow, which that happens in snowy regions. So yeah, that's just the monastery area. It's yeah, it's nowhere near as big or as extravagant as some of the other areas I've built in. I just want to have a snow area which, you know, I was able to build things like that in. So we're going to head back now, and we're going to look at the last area, which is my island that I created. And that is also not so big, but it also took me a long time because I carved out the entire middle of it so that it could be a little bit like a Japanese island off the shore of Tokyo. I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Oh no, come back! What it was called? Something Jima, I imagine. But anyway, I'm going to fast forward this part, and this will be our last little journey, and we'll go see the island that I made. Eventually. One day. Hurry up! So here we are coming into the island. So you can see the island here, and there's also a little island that I made, so that's entirely man-made. This one formed originally by itself, but this one's entirely man-made. Just over there. Now, over here as well, there is some there are some structures rather, that I made a long time ago, and it's just a little base that I made out of a cliff, and there's a little tower there, so nothing special. They also lead to a lot of mines that I spent a long time mining in. Oh, hello, Mr. Pig. But yes, let's exit now. Oops. Ah! How do I get out? There we go. No, it's gone. There we go. So yeah, as you can see here, there's some structures up here that I built on as well. This was never actually anything. I just built it, but I never actually had a reason for building it. I just had some spare material and started building it one day, and I never deleted it. I know perhaps one day I will, but not today. So we'll come back here and we'll go upstairs, or up ladder, be more appropriate. And yeah, this is my little island, and I have everything all marked appropriately. There used to be a lot more stuff in here as well, but I took a lot of it out to make other bases or to build other things. I might sleep here because I don't want to spawn all the way in the snow level again and end up having to make that whole journey if I get killed. So, but yeah. And there's a few dogs around here, or wolves or whatever, and some sheep and a pig and maybe a cow or two. So I can hear someone, can't see them though. Oh, some chickens as well. Chickens are always good. So yeah, this is the last stop on my little tour of my world. This whole area used to be, like a big sort of mountainous island, and then I carved out the entire center of it so that I could make it like this. It's almost like a volcano building inside of a volcano without the magma, of course. So we can come up here to this little tower and get a good view of the surrounding area if I know how to actually get up on that tower. No, I don't. Oh, I need to come from this way. How the hell do I do that? Oh, here. It's been a long time since I've been here. So yeah, once again we can see, like, over here there's some chunks that have loaded in and been corrupted, unfortunately. And we can see the lines. This is my original train line, and it still works. It's just that I more rely on the underground lines these days. So this is my island, nothing special. And then we've got the little island over here. Ow. So we can go and check that out really quickly before we head back home. Then I will finish the video once we get back home, I think. because this video has been going a long time. I'm going to cut out much of the train lines, as you'll probably see from having watched the video, that you won't see all the train journeys. But that's okay. So, oh, I hear you, doggy. We'll go back down here, and now we need to exit and go around the island so that we can get to the little one. To do that, we need to go over here. I find it remarkable how much coal I haven't picked. So yeah, this base actually goes all the way to the bottom of the map, to the unbreakable area. And it initially just started as just a little chunk, and it got built up over and over and over. And then we go down here, and you can see it goes for a long way. I'm not going to go all the way down there, but you see it goes all the way down, which I think is quite cool. So, I'll cut this part out. I'm gonna do lots of cuts in this video because there's too much. Sweating like a pig. I'm sweating like a fucking pig. Although pigs don't sweat, do they? So it doesn't really make much sense. There we go. Wait, which way is this going? Oh no, I want to go the other one. So now we are heading back home via my first railway that I actually built. It has been modified since the first time I built it, so it's not entirely the original length or the original route, but yeah, it's close enough. The original overhead rail used to come all the way along here and then join up over here, but then I decided I wasn't really keen on that, and I had it go underground instead. So I'm going to fast forward so that you don't have to sit through all this boring train journey. Just one thing I want to note, this area here was also a mountain, and I chopped the entire top off it like this. Bang. So yeah, it's all gone. And some more chunks here that are from the corrupted elements. It's such a blight, it looks horrible. I really wish it wasn't like that, but there's not much I can do about it, it's done. Some more over here. When I first started playing this game, I put up a lot of these sorts of towers, and they had line of sight, so I'd know exactly where I was going. That was before I had a map or any real idea of what I was doing, because I didn't want to get lost and then lose all my stuff, etc. Obviously now, I'm not too worried about it, because I have maps, I have a train line which takes me to where I want to go, etc. And here we are again, back at this base, my original big base, and with my friends here. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little different, a little bit of a trip down memory lane for the last, I don't know, maybe year and a half. Because I worked on this for about, I don't know, maybe a year. Just going around doing random things every now and again. I really became addicted to this game so bad that I spent so much of my life, you know, building stuff in it. I could have been doing, I suppose, other projects like making video games, etc. But it just really consumed my life building so much in this game. I won't say it's really life sort of wasted, because I enjoy the game. I have a lot of fun. I feel like I'm creative. Okay, I'm not going to get any fame out of it, but it's enjoyable, so it's not really life wasted. It's just, I don't know, for most people, they would look at it and think, why bother? I enjoy it. Anyway, Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.